When mysterious computers appear overnight in underfunded classrooms across America, no one suspects the world's richest tech mogul is behind them. But as teacher Sarah Chen and journalist Miguel Reyes uncover the truth about these anonymous donations, they discover something far more valuable than charity, a secret global experiment that could change humanity's future. Because Elon Musk isn't just giving away technology, he's hunting for hidden genius in the most unexpected places. And what he finds will shock the world. Sarah Chen yawned as she unlocked her classroom door at Westwood Elementary. Monday mornings were always tough, but today felt extra hard. The theater air conditioning was broken again, and Los Angeles was going through a heat wave. She flipped on the lights and froze. "What in the world?" she whispered. 20 brand new computers sat on the desks. Shiny, black, expensive looking. Sarah blinked hard. Was she dreaming? She approached one carefully, as if it might disappear. A small white card rested on the keyboard. She picked it up and read the neat handwriting. "For the future innovators." That was it. No name, no explanation. Sarah spun around, looking for... she wasn't sure what. More clues? A hidden camera? This had to be some kind of joke. She rushed to Principal Rodriguez's office, still clutching the card. "Mr. Rodriguez," Sarah burst through his door without knocking. "There are new computers in my classroom." Principal Rodriguez looked up from his coffee, confused. "What do you mean, new computers?" "Someone put them there. 20 of them. Brand new." Sarah waved the small card. This was all they left. 5 minutes later, they stood together in Sarah's classroom, staring at the gleaming machines. "I don't understand," Mr. Rodriguez said, scratching his head. "The district didn't send these. We've been begging for new computers for 3 years. Could it be a mistake? Meant for another school?" Sarah asked. Mr. Rodriguez shook his head. "The card says future innovators. That's exactly what you call your students." It was true. Sarah had even painted those words above her classroom door last year. But who would do this? And how did they get in? Mr. Rodriguez frowned. "I'll check the security cameras, but right now, I'm just grateful. Our old computers died last week, and the district said no replacements until next year." The morning bell rang, interrupting their mystery. "We'll figure this out later," Mr. Rodriguez said. "For now, enjoy this gift." As students filed in, their eyes grew wide at the sight of the new computers. "Whoa! Are these for us? Can we use them today?" Sarah smiled at their excitement. "Yes, these are for us. Someone very kind gave them to our class." "Who?" asked Darnell Washington, a quiet boy who always sat in the front row. "That's the mystery," Sarah replied. "We don't know who our secret friend is." Darnell approached one of the computers carefully. At 10 years old, he was already the most tech-savvy student in class. His hands hovered over the keyboard like he was afraid to touch it. "Go ahead," Sarah encouraged him. "These are better than the ones at the public library," he said softly. "Way better." Sarah knew Darnell's situation. His mom worked 2 jobs, and they couldn't afford a computer at home. Darnell would spend hours at the public library using their old, slow computers until closing time. By lunchtime, news of the mysterious gift had spread through the school. Teachers stopped by to see for themselves. A few looked jealous. The principal's search of security footage turned up nothing. Just a delivery van with no logo and 2 people in caps unloading boxes early Sunday morning. Their faces were never visible to the cameras. After school, Sarah noticed Darnell lingering at his computer. "Don't you have to catch your bus?" she asked. "My mom's working late. I go to my grandma's on Mondays, but she doesn't pick me up until 4:30. He hesitated. Can I stay and use the computer? Sarah smiled. Of course. While grading papers, she watched Darnell work. Most kids would play games, but Darnell was watching tutorials on coding. His eyes were focused, his small hands moving confidently over the keyboard. Miss Chen? He asked after a while. I want to build things someday, like robots and spaceships. Do you think I can? Sarah thought about the mysterious note. For the future innovators. Yes, Darnell. I think you absolutely can. Later, after Darnell left and Sarah was preparing to go home, she sat at one of the new computers. She ran her fingers over the sleek surface and wondered again who had done this. The computer's browser history was empty, except for a single bookmark folder labeled Learning Resources. Inside were links to coding classes for kids, science experiments, and virtual tours of famous engineering sites around the world. Sarah clicked on one, a tour of the SpaceX facility in Hawthorne, California. As the video began playing, she felt goosebumps rise on her arms. Who would give such an expensive gift and want to stay anonymous? And why did they choose her classroom? She had no answers, but as she turned off the lights and locked up, Sarah couldn't help feeling that something important had just begun. 3 months passed, and the mysterious computers at Westwood Elementary were no longer breaking news. Sarah's students used them every day, and Darnell had started a small coding club that met during lunch breaks. Then, one Tuesday morning, Sarah was scrolling through her teacher forums online when a post caught her eye. Anonymous donor gave our school in Puerto Rico solar panels. Anyone else getting mystery gifts? Sarah sat up straight. The post was from a teacher named Luz Gonzalez at a school that had been badly damaged during Hurricane Maria. According to Luz, someone had installed top-of-the-line solar panels over the weekend. The only clue was a note. Power for future innovators. Sarah's heart raced as she typed a response. My class in Los Angeles received 20 new computers 3 months ago. Note said, for the future innovators. Same handwriting? Within hours, more. Teachers joined the conversation. A robotics lab for a school in rural Texas. Science equipment for a school in Detroit. 3D printers for a school in Flint, Michigan. Each gift came with a similar note about future innovators. Each school was in an area struggling with poverty, natural disasters, or both. This is crazy, Sarah muttered. She started a spreadsheet to track the donations. By the end of the week, teachers had reported gifts worth over $20 million. Local news stations picked up the stories. Mystery Millionaire Helping Schools, read one headline. Secret Santa for Science Education, said another. On Friday afternoon, Sarah was showing the news stories to Mr. Rodriguez when her phone buzzed with a notification. A teacher from Arizona had posted, "Just got 30 new laptops." Note said, "For the future innovators." Delivery people wore SpaceX caps. SpaceX? Mr. Rodriguez said, looking over her shoulder. Isn't that Elon Musk's company? Sarah remembered the SpaceX tour bookmark on the new computers. Yes, it is. That night, she couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about the connection. Was it possible that Elon Musk, one of the richest men in the world, was secretly donating to schools? Why would he keep it a secret? The next morning, she searched online for recent Elon Musk news. She found a video of him speaking at a Tesla shareholder meeting just last week. We're investing in sustainable energy, Musk said in the video. But we're also excited about the future generation of engineers and innovators. They're going to solve problems we haven't even identified yet. Future innovators, the same words from the note. Sarah's hands trembled slightly as she added this clue to her growing document. On Monday, she shared her theory with Mr. Rodriguez. Elon Musk? He looked skeptical. Why wouldn't he want credit? Billionaires usually love publicity for their good deeds. I don't know, Sarah admitted, but the evidence is pointing that way. Meanwhile, Darnell's coding club grew to 15 students. They stayed after school twice a week now, with Sarah supervising. The district had even approved official club status after seeing how engaged the students were. "Miss Chen, look what we made," Darnell called one afternoon. He and 2 other students had created a simple game where players had to solve math problems. "To advance!" "That's amazing, Darnell," Sarah said, genuinely impressed. "We want to make an app next," Darnell said, his eyes bright with excitement. "Can we?" "Let's figure it out together," Sarah replied. That evening, after the students left, Sarah updated her spreadsheet. The mystery donations had continued. A school in New Orleans received a water filtration system. A Chicago school got a greenhouse. A tribal school in Arizona received astronomy equipment. She joined a private Facebook group that other recipient teachers had created called Future Innovators Gift Tracker. They now had documented over $45 million in donations across the country. One teacher wrote, "Notice how many of these schools are near Tesla or SpaceX facilities." Sarah hadn't noticed that pattern. She opened Google Maps and began marking the locations of all the schools that had received gifts. Sure enough, many were within 50 miles of a Musk company location. As she worked, a breaking news alert popped up on her phone. Robotics lab donated to hurricane-damaged school in Texas. Anonymous. Benefactor strikes again. Sarah clicked on the article. The school was in Brownsville, Texas, near SpaceX's Starbase facility. Another piece of the puzzle. Her phone rang, startling her. It was a number she didn't recognize. "Hello, is this Sarah Chen?" a man's voice asked. "Yes, who's this?" "My name is Miguel Reyes. I'm a journalist with the San Francisco Chronicle, and I'm working on a story about anonymous donations to schools across the country. Your name came up in my research as someone collecting data on these gifts. I was wondering if you'd be willing to talk to me?" Sarah hesitated, her eyes moving to the photo of her students proudly displaying their coding projects on the classroom wall. "Yes," she said finally. "I think this story needs to be told." As she hung up, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was stepping into something much bigger than she had imagined. Miguel Reyes arrived at Westwood Elementary the next week. He was younger than Sarah expected, maybe in his early 30s, with quick eyes that noticed everything. "I've been tracking these donations for about a month," Miguel explained as Sarah showed him around her classroom. "Started when a school in Oakland got a science lab. That's my hometown, so it caught my attention." The students were at lunch, giving them privacy to talk. Miguel examined the computers carefully. "No brand names," he noted. "Custom-built, high-end." "How can you tell?" Sarah asked. "My brother builds gaming computers. These have the same quality components, just in plain cases." Miguel took photos and careful notes as Sarah shared her spreadsheet of donations. "This is impressive research," he said. "Mind if I use this for my article?" "That's why I made it," Sarah replied. "I think more people should know about this." Just then, Darnell peeked in the classroom door. "Sorry, Miss Chen, I forgot my notebook." "Come in, Darnell. This is Mr. Reyes. He's a reporter writing about our new computers." Darnell's eyes widened. "Are we going to be in the newspaper?" Miguel smiled. "Maybe. I hear you started a coding club. What are you working on?" Darnell's shyness disappeared as he described their projects. "We're making an app to help kids learn math. It's like a game, but educational." "Sounds impressive," Miguel said. "How old are you?" 10? But I'll be 11 next month." After Darnell left, Miguel shook his head in amazement. That kid could be the next tech genius if he gets the right opportunities. "That's exactly why these donations matter," Sarah said. "Students like Darnell have the talent, but not always the resources." The following day, Miguel visited a school in San Diego that had received a 3D printing lab. Then another in Phoenix with new science equipment. At each stop, he found similar stories: anonymous donations, notes about future innovators, and no clues about the donor's identity. "The trail keeps leading back to Musk's companies," Miguel told Sarah during their nightly phone updates. "But I can't find any direct evidence. No paperwork, no money trail." Meanwhile, Sarah's online teacher group continued growing. They now tracked over 100 donations across the country, totaling nearly $60 million. A teacher from Florida posted, "My principal asked the delivery people directly who sent the equipment. They said they were just hired for the day and paid in cash." Another wrote, "Security camera footage shows the delivery truck had rental plates." Another, dead end. 2 weeks into his investigation, Miguel attended a Tesla shareholder meeting in Fremont, California. He hoped to ask Musk directly about the donations. "No luck," he told Sarah that evening. His team screened questions, and mine wasn't chosen. But something interesting happened. "What?" Sarah asked. After the formal meeting, Musk made a comment about education. He said, "The best educational system is one that discovers talent in unexpected places." Then he mentioned visiting schools recently and being impressed by student creativity. Sarah felt goosebumps. Do you think he meant our schools? The ones getting donations? Maybe. But why keep it secret if he's doing something so generous? Back at Westwood Elementary, Darnell's coding club was thriving. They had finished their first app, a simple program where cartoon animals taught basic math concepts to younger kids. "We should share this with other schools," Darnell suggested one afternoon. "That's a great idea," Sarah said. "Let's create a website for your club and put the app there for free." With Sarah's help, they launched a simple website called Future Innovators Coding Club. Within days, teachers from other schools, including some that had received mystery donations, were downloading the app and sharing it with their students. Miguel continued his investigation, visiting more schools and interviewing more teachers. He tried reaching out to current Tesla and SpaceX employees, but none would speak on the record. "I need something concrete," he told Sarah, frustration evident in his voice. "Everything points to Musk, but I can't publish without proof." Then, late one night, Sarah's phone buzzed with a text from Miguel. "Turn on Twitter right now. Look at Musk's account." Sarah grabbed her laptop and opened Twitter. Elon Musk had just posted a cryptic message. "The best way to predict the future is to create it." Below the text was a photo of students working on computers. The image was taken from behind, no faces visible. But Sarah recognized the classroom immediately. The bright blue walls, the Future Innovators sign, the arrangement of desks. It was her classroom. Her heart pounding, Sarah took a screenshot. Within minutes, the tweet disappeared from Musk's feed, as if it had never existed. She called Miguel immediately. "Did you see it? That was my classroom." "I saw it," Miguel confirmed, his voice tense with excitement. "I think we just got our first real clue." Sarah stared at the screenshot on her phone, her mind racing. The mysterious donor had just made his first mistake. Within minutes of Musk's deleted tweet, Sarah's phone started buzzing non-stop. Messages from the teacher group flooded in. Did anyone see Elon Musk's tweet? He deleted it. That blue classroom looked familiar. Sarah's hands trembled as she typed. "That was my classroom in the photo." The chat exploded with responses. Teachers wanted to know everything. When was the photo taken? How did Musk get it? Was he actually behind the donations? Miguel called again, his voice excited. "This is it, Sarah. This is the break we needed." "But he deleted it," Sarah pointed out. "And no one can prove it's my classroom except me." "I have the screenshot," Miguel said. "And more importantly, we have a direction now. We need to find out when someone took that photo in your classroom." Sarah checked the school's visitor log for the past 3 months. Several repair people and district employees had visited, but no one suspicious. "Wait," she said, suddenly remembering. "About a month after we got the computers, a tech guy came to check them. Said it was standard follow-up service." "Did you get his name?" Sarah dug through her desk drawer and found a business card. "John Smith from Techni Solutions." She Googled it. "There's no company by that name in Los Angeles." "John Smith," Miguel repeated. "Probably fake." The next morning at school, Sarah described the tech visitor to Darnell. "The computer guy." "I remember him," Darnell said. "He watched me coding and asked lots of questions." "What kind of questions?" "About what I wanted to build someday. I told him I want to make robots that could clean up trash in the ocean. He said, that was a big problem worth solving." Sarah felt a chill. Could that ordinary technician have been Elon Musk himself? It seemed impossible, yet. Meanwhile, Twitter was buzzing about Musk's deleted tweet. People had saved the screenshot and were analyzing every pixel. Some noticed the Future Innovators sign visible in the background. The same phrase from all the donation notes. Tech Geek 22 wrote, "Is Elon secretly donating to schools? That classroom looks like the ones getting mystery gifts." SpaceX fan replied, "Holy crap, he's pulling a Batman. Billionaire by day, secret education hero by night." By evening, Musk mystery was trending. Tech blogs published articles speculating about Musk's possible involvement in the anonymous school donations. Still, there was no concrete proof, and Musk himself remained silent on social media after the deleted tweet. "He's gone completely quiet," Miguel told Sarah that night. "No tweets, no public appearances, nothing." The next day, Sarah received an email from the principal of a school in Brownsville, Texas, near SpaceX's Starbase facility. They had received a robotics lab 6 months ago. "After seeing the Twitter speculation, I checked our security footage from when the lab was installed," the principal wrote. "One of the delivery people looks a lot like Musk, just wearing a cap and sunglasses. I've attached the image." Sarah opened the attachment. The quality was poor, but the tall, lanky figure directing the installation did resemble Musk. She forwarded the email to Miguel. Within an hour, he called back. "I showed this to a facial recognition expert. She says there's a 70% chance it's him, but that's not enough to publish." That afternoon, during Coding Club, Darnell approached Sarah's desk. "Miss Chen, our app got downloaded 1,000 times, he said, eyes wide with excitement. "Schools all over are using it now." Sarah checked their website. The simple math app had indeed gone viral among teachers, especially those in schools that had received mystery donations. "This is amazing, Darnell. You should be very proud." "We got a weird message, too," Darnell added. "Someone asked if we'd want to make more apps and get paid for it. They said they have connections to big tech companies." "What? Show me." The message was from an anonymous account, offering to connect the Coding Club with industry mentors who would help develop their ideas further. Sarah immediately called Miguel. "Could be nothing," Miguel said after she explained, "but it could also be someone from Musk's team reaching out." What should we do? Reply. See where it leads. With Sarah's supervision, Darnell wrote back, "We'd love to learn more about your mentorship program." The response came within minutes. Excellent. We're connecting promising young developers with tech professionals. Your math app shows potential. Would you be interested in a video call to discuss enhancement opportunities? After careful consideration, Sarah agreed to the call, scheduled, for the following afternoon. When the time came, she and Darnell sat nervously in front of the computer. The video call connected, showing a professional-looking woman with Tesla headquarters visible in the background. "Hello," she said with a smile. "I'm Alicia from the Future Innovators Initiative. We're very interested in the work your coding club is doing." Sarah and Darnell exchanged wide-eyed glances. Future Innovators, the exact phrase from all the mysterious notes. The pieces were starting to fit together. The Future Innovators Initiative identifies young talent in underserved communities, Alicia explained during the video call. "We provide resources and mentorship to help them develop their skills." "And who funds this initiative?" Sarah asked carefully. Alicia smiled. "We're supported by private donors who believe in investing in education." When Sarah pressed for more details, Alicia politely changed the subject. She focused on Darnell's coding club, asking about their projects and goals. By the end of the call, she had offered to connect them with professional developers who would help improve their app and teach them advanced coding skills. "This is all free?" Sarah asked suspiciously. "Completely free," Alicia confirmed. "We only ask that you continue sharing your creations with other schools. That's our mission, spreading innovation." After the call ended, Sarah immediately phoned Miguel. Tesla headquarters was definitely in her background, she told him. She never mentioned Musk, but this Future Innovators Initiative has to be connected to him. "I'll look into it," Miguel promised. 2 days later, Miguel called Sarah with excitement in his voice. "I've been trying to contact former SpaceX and Tesla employees to see if anyone would talk about these donations," he said. "I finally got a hit. A guy named James Taylor, who left SpaceX 6 months ago, wants to meet." "Will he go on the record?" "He says he will. We're meeting tomorrow at a coffee shop in San Francisco." The next day felt endless to Sarah. She checked, her phone constantly between classes, waiting for news from Miguel. Finally, at 4:30 p.m., he called. "Sarah, you won't believe what I just learned," Miguel said, his voice lowered as if someone might overhear. "Oh, James confirmed everything. Musk is behind all the donations." Sarah's heart raced. "Tell me everything." James Taylor had worked at SpaceX for 3 years as part of a small secret team known internally as Project Astra. Their job was to identify struggling schools near SpaceX and Tesla facilities and arrange anonymous donations of technology and equipment. James said Musk personally reviews each donation, Miguel explained. He has specific criteria. Schools must be in underserved areas, have dedicated teachers, and show potential for innovation. The team uses fake companies and third-party delivery services to maintain secrecy. "But why keep it secret?" Sarah asked. "Most billionaires want credit for their charitable work." "That's where it gets interesting," Miguel said. According to James, Musk believes philanthropy should be judged by its impact, not by who gives it. He thinks public donations often become more about the donor than the recipients. "Wow," Sarah whispered. "There's more," Miguel continued. Project Astra isn't just about giving equipment. They track what happens afterward. They monitor how the donations are used and what students create with them. Sarah felt a sudden chill. "They're watching us? How?" "Nothing sinister," Miguel assured her. They follow public information, school websites, social media posts about student projects, news stories. They're looking for innovation. Like Darnell's coding club, Sarah realized. Exactly. James said successful projects sometimes get additional support through the Future Innovators Initiative. The group that contacted Darnell, Sarah said. They're part of this too. All connected to Musk, Miguel confirmed. James provided documents showing plans for hundreds more donations across the country. Did he say why Musk is doing this? He believes children everywhere deserve access to technology, regardless of their economic situation. But there's something else, something James seemed hesitant to share. What's that? He said, Project Astra has another purpose beyond charity, but he wouldn't elaborate. Just said it would become clear, eventually. That evening, Sarah sat at her kitchen table reviewing everything she'd learned, the mysterious donations, the deleted tweet, the disguised visits, the Future Innovators Initiative. It was all part of a massive secret project run by one of the world's richest men. But why? What was the true purpose behind Project Astra? The next day, Darnell's coding club had their first mentoring session with developers from the Future Innovators Initiative. The students were thrilled to work with real professionals who treated their ideas with respect. Sarah watched from the side of the classroom, still processing everything Miguel had told her. One of the mentors, a young woman named Lisa, approached her. "Your students are incredibly bright," Lisa said, "especially Darnell. His understanding of logic and problem-solving is remarkable." "He just needed the right tools," Sarah replied. Lisa smiled. "That's the whole point." "Of what?" "Of giving kids like Darnell a chance to show what they can do when barriers are removed." Before Sarah could ask more questions, Lisa returned to helping the students. That evening, Miguel called with more news. "James gave me another piece of information," he said. "Musk sometimes visits the schools in disguise to see the impact firsthand." "I knew it," Sarah exclaimed. "The tech guy who came to check our computers. That must have been him." "Probably," Miguel agreed. James said Musk does that regularly. Poses as a technician or delivery person so he can interact with students without them knowing who he is. It's hard to believe someone that famous could go unrecognized. You'd be surprised what a baseball cap and the right context can do. No one expects to see Elon Musk fixing computers in an elementary school classroom. "What's your next step?" Sarah asked. "I'm ready to write the article," Miguel said. "I have enough confirmation now, James's testimony, the documents he provided, the deleted tweet, the security footage from Texas. It's time to reveal Project Astra to the world." Sarah felt a strange mix of excitement and uncertainty. "What do you think will happen when people find out?" "I don't know," Miguel admitted, "but the truth deserves to be told. People should know about this incredible project." After hanging up, Sarah sat quietly in her living room, thinking about all the lives that had been changed by these anonymous donations, including her own students. Whatever Musk's true motives were, the impact was undeniable. She just hoped that going public wouldn't end Project Astra before it could help more schools like hers. Miguel spent the next 2 weeks verifying James Taylor's information. He cross-checked documents, followed money trails through shell companies, and interviewed more sources. Each new piece of evidence confirmed the same story. Elon Musk was secretly funding a massive educational initiative called Project Astra. "The scope is much bigger than we thought," Miguel told Sarah during one of their daily calls. "It's not just schools in America. Project Astra has funded clean water systems in villages across Africa, emergency shelters after earthquakes in Mexico and Turkey, medical supplies to remote communities in India. All anonymously? Sarah asked. All with the same approach. No publicity, no recognition, just solving problems. Sarah was stunned. How much money are we talking about? James estimates over $2 billion so far. That's incredible, Sarah whispered. But I still don't understand why Musk would keep this secret. Most billionaires want the world to know about their charitable work. James said Musk believes true giving should be done without expecting anything in return, not even praise. While Miguel continued his investigation, Darnell's coding club flourished under the guidance of their future innovators' mentors. They expanded their math app and created 2 new educational programs, one teaching basic science concepts and another focused on reading skills. Other schools with mystery donations reported similar success stories. In Detroit, students used their new science equipment to develop a low-cost water testing kit. In Puerto Rico, the solar panels not only powered the school, but also served as an educational tool for teaching about renewable energy. One afternoon, Sarah received an email from Luz Gonzalez, the teacher from Puerto Rico. Remember when our schools first got donations and we started comparing notes? Luz wrote. I've been thinking about something strange. A few weeks before, we got our solar panels. A woman visited our school claiming to be from an educational research group. She asked lots of questions about what our biggest challenges were. I just realized she might have been scouting for Project Astra. Sarah thought back to the months before Westwood received their computers. Had anyone unusual visited their school? Then she remembered. A district evaluation had been conducted by an outside consultant who spent a day observing classes. Mr. Rodriguez, Sarah said, hurrying into the principal's office. Do you remember that consultant who evaluated our school last year? The one who asked about our technology needs? Mr. Rodriguez nodded. Dr. Linda Howell. What about her? Did you ever verify who she was? She had proper credentials from the district, he said, confused by Sarah's intensity. Could I see those credentials again? After some digging, Mr. Rodriguez found the paperwork. The consulting company was listed as Astra Educational Services. Astra, the same name as Musk's secret project. Sarah immediately called Miguel. I think Project Astra evaluates schools before donating, she explained. They send people pretending to be consultants or researchers to see what's needed. That makes sense, Miguel replied. They want to ensure their resources go where they'll have the most impact. It's like they're investing in specific schools and students rather than just giving blindly. Miguel was quiet for a moment. James Taylor mentioned something similar. He said Musk treats Project Astra more like investments than charity, but he's investing in potential, not financial returns. The next day, Miguel traveled to Texas to interview teachers at schools near SpaceX's Starbase facility. Every school told similar stories, mystery evaluators followed by anonymous donations that precisely addressed their needs. One science teacher showed Miguel a sophisticated weather monitoring station that appeared at their school overnight. We mentioned during an educational survey that we wanted to teach climate science but lacked equipment, the teacher explained. 3 weeks later, this arrived with a note saying, "For future meteorologists." While in Texas, Miguel received a text from James Taylor containing a photograph. It showed Elon Musk in a baseball cap and sunglasses helping install computers at a school. The date stamp was from last year. He actually does the deliveries himself sometimes, James wrote. Says it keeps him connected to the mission. Miguel forwarded the photo to Sarah. More proof. This is definitely bigger than education. It's about finding and nurturing talent in places most people don't look. When Miguel returned to San Francisco, he had enough information to complete his article. The evidence was overwhelming. Elon Musk had created a global philanthropic network operating entirely in secret. I'm going to publish next week, he told Sarah. The story is ready. My editor is amazed. Have you tried contacting Musk directly for comment? Sarah asked. Multiple times. His team always says he's unavailable. The weekend before Miguel's article was scheduled to be published, Sarah received a surprise phone call from Alicia at the Future Innovators Initiative. We've been very impressed with your students' work, Alicia said, particularly Darnell's leadership. We'd like to offer something special. What's that? Sarah asked cautiously. A field trip to SpaceX headquarters in Hawthorne. We offer these experiences to our most promising student groups. Sarah was speechless for a moment. That would be amazing, but I need to check with the school administration and parents. Of course. Let me know by Monday if it's possible. The tour would be next Friday. After getting approval from excited parents and an enthusiastic Mr. Rodriguez, Sarah confirmed the trip. She didn't tell Miguel immediately, worried about potential conflicts with his upcoming article. The day before the field trip, Miguel called with news. The article publishes tomorrow morning, he said. It's titled Project Astra, Elon Musk's secret $2 billion mission to transform education. How do you think Musk will react? Sarah asked nervously. I have no idea, Miguel admitted. But the truth deserves to be told. People should know about this incredible work. Sarah thought about the timing. Her students would be touring SpaceX, the day after Musk's secret philanthropy was exposed to the world. What would that mean for their visit? For Project Astra itself? She looked out at her classroom where Darnell was helping younger students use the coding club's newest app. Whatever happened next, the gifts had already changed lives. In the weeks following Miguel's article, something remarkable happened. The story of Project Astra inspired thousands of people around the world. Have you seen this? Miguel asked during one of his daily calls with Sarah. People are starting their own anonymous donation campaigns for schools, Sarah had noticed. Her teacher forums were buzzing with stories of unexpected gifts. Not as large as Musk's donations, but meaningful nonetheless. A local bakery in Ohio providing free lunch to an entire school. A small tech company in Florida donating laptops to a classroom. A group of college students creating free after-school tutoring programs. They're calling it Sarandidan Project Inspire, Miguel continued. It's trending on every social media platform. The movement grew rapidly. People posted photos of their anonymous donations with the hashtag, encouraging others to join. Some gave money, others volunteered time and skills. The only rule seemed to be, don't seek credit. At Westwood Elementary, things had settled into a new normal. The media attention had mostly moved on to other stories, though occasional reporters still called Sarah for comments. The most significant change was in the coding club. Word of their connection to Project Astra had spread, and now 30 students attended regularly. Darnell had naturally taken on a leadership role, helping newcomers learn the basics. Miss Chen, look at this email, Darnell called out one afternoon. The Future Innovators Initiative wants our apps on their new platform. They're creating a library of student-made educational tools. The email explained that the platform would share student-created apps with schools worldwide. Any school could access these resources for free. That's wonderful, Darnell, Sarah said. Your work will help kids everywhere. That evening, Sarah received a message from Luz Gonzalez in Puerto Rico. Did you see Musk's announcement about the scholarship program? Sarah hadn't. She quickly searched online and found the news. Elon Musk had established a $100 million scholarship fund for students from Project Astra schools. The scholarships would cover college education for students pursuing careers in sustainable energy, space exploration, and educational technology. Meanwhile, Miguel continued reporting on the impact of Project Astra. He traveled to schools across the country, documenting how the donations had changed communities. "The pattern is clear," he told Sarah during one of their calls. "These aren't random acts of charity. The donations are strategic, creating pipelines of talent from places usually overlooked by the tech industry." 1 month after the story broke, Sarah received an invitation. The first annual Future Innovators Conference would bring together students from Project Astra schools to share their projects and learn from industry experts. Westwood's Coding Club was invited to present their educational apps. The conference was held at a convention center in Los Angeles. Students from over 50 schools attended, along with teachers, mentors, and representatives from major tech companies. Sarah watched with pride as Darnell confidently demonstrated their math app to a crowd of impressed adults. "Your student has remarkable talent," a woman in a Tesla jacket told Sarah. "Has he applied for the scholarship program?" "He's only 10, Sarah explained. "But in a few years, absolutely." Throughout the day, Sarah met teachers from across the Bay, country with stories similar to hers. Mysterious donations followed by blossoming student projects. What struck her most was the diversity of innovations: water purification systems, solar-powered device chargers, accessibility tools for disabled students, language translation apps. During the lunch break, Miguel found Sarah in the crowded hall. "This is bigger than I initially thought," he said, looking around at the bustling conference. "It's not just about giving resources to underserved schools. It's about finding solutions to problems from unexpected places." Sarah nodded. "When you give tools to people who understand problems firsthand, they create solutions that actually work." The conference's final event was a virtual address from Elon Musk himself, broadcast on large screens throughout the venue. The room fell silent as he appeared. Project Astra was never just about charity. Musk began. It was about unleashing potential. Traditional systems often miss talent in underrepresented communities. We wanted to change that equation. He paused, then continued, "What you've created in just a few months has exceeded our expectations. Your innovations are not just school projects. They're real solutions to real problems." Then came the surprising announcement. "Today, we're launching a new initiative. The best projects from Project Astra schools will be developed and scaled by Tesla and SpaceX engineers. Your ideas won't just be homework assignments, they'll change the world." The room erupted in applause and excited conversation. Students and teachers hugged each other, some with tears in their eyes. That night, as Sarah and her students rode the bus back to Westwood, Darnell sat quietly, looking out the window. "What are you thinking about?" Sarah asked. "Mr. Musk said, 'Our ideas could change the world,'" Darnell replied. "Do you think that's really true?" Sarah thought about everything that had happened since those mysterious computers appeared in her classroom. "Yes," she said with certainty, "I absolutely do." Over the next few days, the Project Inspire movement grew even stronger. Major companies announced they would match donations made by their employees to schools. Wealthy individuals, inspired by Musk's example, launched their own anonymous giving campaigns. What had begun as one billionaire's secret project had transformed into a global grassroots movement. People everywhere were asking the same question: what happens when we invest in overlooked talent? The world was starting to find out. 3 months after Miguel's article revealed Project Astra to the world, Elon Musk finally addressed the full scope of his secret initiative. He chose to do so at the annual Tech for Humanity conference in San Francisco, where leaders in technology gathered to discuss innovation and social impact. Miguel sat in the front row, notebook ready. Sarah watched the live stream with her class. Darnell perched eagerly at the edge of his seat. Project Astra has been described as a charitable program, Musk began, pacing across the stage in his characteristic style. But that's not quite accurate. It's actually an experiment in opportunity creation. The audience quieted as he continued. For years, we've tracked outcomes in communities that received donations. The data showed something remarkable. When children from diverse backgrounds are given access to technology and resources, innovation flourishes in unexpected ways. On the large screen behind him, graphs and statistics appeared, showing increased test scores, college attendance rates, and invention disclosures from Project Astra schools. Traditional talent-spotting methods miss brilliant minds in overlooked communities, Musk explained. Project Astra was designed to find those minds and give them the tools they need to solve problems. He clicked to the next slide, showing a 3D map of Project Astra locations alongside areas affected by poverty, natural disasters, and environmental challenges. We specifically chose communities facing significant problems because necessity drives innovation. When you give resources to people who understand problems firsthand, they create solutions that actually work. Sarah felt goosebumps rise on her arms. It was exactly what she had said to Miguel at the conference. Today, I'm announcing Phase 2 of Project Astra, Musk continued. We've selected 50 student-created innovations from Project Astra schools. These solutions will be developed, refined, and deployed by teams at Tesla and SpaceX. The screen shifted to show images of student projects, water filtration systems, educational apps, solar energy devices, and accessibility tools. And there, front and center, was a familiar interface, Darnell's Math app, now expanded into a full educational platform. In the classroom, Darnell's eyes widened. "Miss Chen, that's our app!" The other students erupted in cheers and applause, patting Darnell on the back and high-fiving each other. On screen, Musk continued, "These aren't just school projects. They're real solutions that will improve lives. The students who created them will work directly with our engineers to scale their innovations for global impact." He paused, looking directly into the camera. Project Astra was never about charity. It was about finding solutions to humanity's biggest problems from unexpected places. Sarah's phone buzzed with a text from Miguel. Now we know the real purpose. It wasn't charity, it was talent scouting. As Musk's presentation ended, Sarah's email pinged with a message from the Future Innovators Initiative. Darnell's coding club had been selected for Phase 2. They would work with Tesla engineers to develop their educational platform for worldwide distribution. "This is really happening," Sarah whispered, staring at the email in disbelief. That evening, Miguel called to discuss Musk's revelation. "It makes perfect sense," Miguel said. "He's always talking about solving humanity's biggest problems: sustainable energy, space exploration, artificial intelligence. Project Astra is his way of expanding the talent pool working on those problems. By finding brilliant minds in places most people don't look," Sarah added. "Exactly. And it's working better than they expected. James Taylor told me they initially hoped to find a few dozen promising innovations. Instead, they discovered hundreds." Sarah thought about Darnell and the other students in her coding club, children who might never have discovered their talents without those mysterious computers that appeared in her classroom. So it was an investment, not charity, she mused. "Yes, but an investment in human potential, not financial returns," Miguel replied. "From what I've learned, Musk genuinely believes the solutions to our biggest challenges could come from anywhere, including a fifth-grade classroom in Los Angeles." Sarah smiled. He might be right. 1 year after the mysterious computers first appeared in Sarah Chen's classroom, Miguel Reyes returned to Westwood Elementary. The school had changed significantly since his first visit. A new sign hung proudly over the entrance. Westwood Elementary, a future innovators school. The coding club, once a small group of students meeting at lunch, now had its own dedicated space. A former storage room transformed into a mini tech lab with additional computers, 3D printers, and robotics equipment donated through the Project Inspire movement. Sarah greeted Miguel in the hallway. "Perfect timing. We're about to start the video call." They walked to the gymnasium where the entire school had gathered. A large screen at the front displayed a mosaic of video feeds. Dozens of classrooms from Project Astra schools around the world, all connected for this special event. Darnell, now in middle school, had returned for the occasion. He stood nervously at the front with the other coding club members, tablet in hand. "Big day," Miguel commented. Sarah nodded. "The biggest." The screens flickered, and suddenly Elon Musk appeared, sitting in what looked like a control room at SpaceX. "Hello, everyone," he said with a small smile. "Today marks 1 year since Project Astra was revealed to the world. I want to thank Miguel Reyes for his excellent reporting that brought this story to light." The camera turned briefly to show a surprised Miguel, who hadn't expected to be acknowledged. "When we started Project Astra 5 years ago," Musk continued, "we had a hypothesis that brilliant minds exist everywhere, not just in elite institutions or wealthy communities. Today, I'm excited to share the results of that experiment." Behind him, images appeared of student innovations from Project Astra schools, including several projects from Westwood's Coding Club. First, I'm thrilled to announce that our next SpaceX mission will carry small satellites designed by student teams from Project Astra schools. These satellites will collect environmental data to help address climate change, a project entirely conceived and designed by students. Applause erupted across all the connected schools. "But that's just the beginning," Musk continued. "The real breakthrough came from something unexpected." The screen changed to show 3 student projects. In the center was the educational platform that had grown from Darnell's original math app. These 3 innovations, created by students who received Project Astra resources, have become key components in Tesla's new affordable home solar system. The gymnasium fell silent. Sarah looked at Darnell, whose mouth had dropped open in shock. "Seat the UI, interface designed by students at Westwood Elementary," Musk explained, "has been integrated into our new Solar Simple system, making renewable energy technology accessible to users of all ages and technical abilities." Darnell's teammates hugged him as tears filled his eyes. "The algorithm they created to make math concepts easier to understand," Musk continued, "has been adapted to optimize energy distribution in home solar systems, increasing efficiency by 26% and reducing costs significantly." He looked directly into the camera. These innovations weren't created by PhDs or industry veterans. They came from students who simply needed the right tools and the freedom to create. Sarah felt tears in her own eyes as she watched her students' faces, proud, amazed, and suddenly aware of their own potential. Project Astra was always about more than giving, Musk concluded. It was about finding solutions to humanity's biggest problems from unexpected places. What started as an experiment has proven a fundamental truth. When you remove barriers to innovation, incredible things happen. As the call ended and excited conversation filled the gymnasium, Miguel turned to Sarah. "Now we know the real story. The charity was actually an investment in untapped human potential. And it paid off in ways no one expected," Sarah added. Later, as the celebration continued, Sarah found Darnell sitting quietly in her classroom, looking at the computers that had started everything. "How does it feel?" she asked, sitting beside him. "Weird," he admitted. "When I made that math app, I just wanted to help kids like my little sister who struggle with numbers. I never thought it would end up in actual Tesla products. That's what makes it special, Sarah said. You understood the problem because you'd seen it firsthand. Sometimes the best solutions come from people closest to the challenges. Darnell nodded thoughtfully. Mr. Musk said our algorithm is helping make solar energy cheaper. That means more people can afford it, right? That's right. So our math homework is helping fight climate change? Darnell grinned. It looks that way. Sarah laughed. That evening, after the excitement had died down, Sarah and Miguel sat in her classroom, reflecting on the journey that had begun with those mysterious computers. It's quite a story, Miguel said. Secret billionaire philanthropy turns out to be global talent search that yields unexpected technological breakthroughs and inspires a worldwide movement of giving, Sarah added. Miguel nodded. The Future Project Inspire database now tracks over $500 million in donations to schools and communities, all inspired by Musk's example. Sarah looked around her classroom, so different now from when this story began. The most important part isn't even the technology or the money. It's that children like Darnell now see possibilities they couldn't imagine before. Speaking of Darnell, Miguel said, did you hear? The Future Innovators Initiative is offering him an early scholarship. They want him to join their summer innovation program at MIT. Sarah smiled. He told me. His mother cried when she heard the news. As they prepared to leave, Miguel paused at the door. You know, when I first started investigating the mysterious donations, I thought I was uncovering a simple story about secret charity. I never imagined it would lead to all this. That's the real lesson of Project Astra, Sarah replied. Sometimes the most valuable resources are the ones we overlook. Elon Musk didn't just donate computers. He revealed potential that was already there, waiting for a chance to shine. Outside, the Los Angeles sunset painted the sky in brilliant colors. Sarah thought about all the students in all the Project Astra schools around the world, working on innovations that might someday change everything. The mysterious donor had been revealed, but the true outcome of his experiment was still unfolding, one brilliant mind at a time. Thanks for joining me for this exploration of how one billionaire's secret giving sparked a movement that changed lives around the world. I'd love to know where you're tuning in from today. Drop your location in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video about Elon Musk's unexpected philanthropy, please hit that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating content about tech, visionaries, and the impact they're making. Hit the notification bell so you never miss our next upload. Until next time.